Hey everybody, it's Jared with Bitumio. We've got some incredible rollouts this week that warrant a video and an explanation and a walkthrough and a demo. So anyway, let's jump in. I'm going to show you a couple of things that were released this week, direct feedback from you guys to make sure that we're always staying ahead of things and helping you guys make the platform just that much better. So let's jump in here. Couple things that you're going to notice, it's all based around our proposal process. So in proposals, we're going to click into an existing proposal and we have this new screen here with new values, new buttons, right? You'll notice that the big gray buttons across the top are gone now and replaced with these icons. These format a lot better on mobile devices, but they're in the same order as they were before. Okay, and they're going to have the same text if you hover over them that was on the buttons previously. So they should translate one-to-one, and hopefully this doesn't confuse too much. You'll notice two things though. The blue view proposal button is now moved here, and we have this new button here that takes you, say this is sent. Let me just send this to myself quick. This is going to go to a sent status. Now I can still get back into that proposal from this screen. Okay, if I open this in a new tab, now I'm back into the underlying proposal values. It's read only because this is a sent proposal, so I can't edit this until I move it back to draft, but I can now see it. Previously, what you had to do was go onto this screen, click this actions buttons and do this view only button. So now we're moving that directly into the proposal here so that you can access it a lot easier. We've got this summary screen now, so you can actually have a summary of what's in the proposal from this screen. And then everything else down below is going to look and stay the same. We also included customer contact information directly from this screen. So now you can see who it's for. You don't have to go back into the customer companies and contacts to find the customer information. It's all on this screen. So a lot more information here to just help make your lives a lot easier. I'm going to go ahead and move this back to draft. You'll notice that this whole screen has been redesigned. So we've consolidated this a lot, removed a lot of the white space, moved some of these fields around. These fields down here used to take up 3 different lines. Now they're all on one. These fields up here used to take up 2 lines. Now they're all on one. So really just consolidating the space here to save you guys from having to scroll so much. We've moved the total values from being down in the bottom right of all of these fields to the headline. So now if you collapse these, you can see, all of the costs together if you wanted to. So anyway, just consolidated all of this information down into a more streamlined screen here. So now for a big one, okay? Obviously we have our automated refresh process that once I start editing something, we start counting down to when the refresh is going to happen. And that's good for a lot of different things, but it can also be a nuance to many people. So we've changed this. Now if I change this to 4, you have the ability to turn off this autosave. So the first time it's still going to refresh and it's still going to update the platform. But now I can make any changes I want in here. I'm going to change this. I need 325 tons and I want this to take 10 hours. Notice that nothing's going to change, nothing's going to refresh until after I hit this save button. Now, what that also means is I can't send this proposal, and I've got my picture here, but I can't preview this proposal. It says the same thing until after I save my changes. We want to make sure that you don't have any pending changes out there that aren't getting taken into account. But now I can save this, and we'll notice that these other changes will take effect. So 30 markup, 325 tons, okay, my material costs, etc. So you have the option to toggle on and off your autosave. Let's change this back to 3. I'm going to turn this autosave on. Okay. now you're going to see something, even with the autosave turned on. This is a big one that we got a lot of feedback on. I can start typing in here and notice the refresh is not going to happen. Not going to start counting down. So new notes for this job, right? The refresh is not counting down. So I can spend as long as I want in this text box to dial it in to get it to say whatever I wanted until I click out of it. Now it's going to start counting down. So it's no longer going to interrupt your typing. It's no longer going to interrupt what you're trying to say. And it's only going to refresh once you click out of that box. So again, small changes that are making a big impact to your workflow. So a lot of things around the refresh process, a lot of things around the look and feel of this screen. Now here's another big change that I think is going to really simplify a lot of your efforts. So I'm going to say property 4. So again, with our stages, you can have multiple locations, multiple properties, optional things, right? So I'm just kind of simulating, maybe this is a city and you're doing work for on multiple streets. Maybe this is a property manager and they have different properties and they want different products, okay? But this is the big one. I'm gonna click into enter stage address. You'll notice that this box has changed, okay? So I'm gonna enter an address like 123, I think there's a Gentile street in Layton that's residential. Okay, so now here's a marker. We're no longer having you draw the box. If this ends up in the right place, I can click confirm address and I'm done. You no longer have to draw the box around the job site that you're working, okay? You can also, let's do, sure. Okay, so here's an apartment complex. Maybe this isn't the exact right place. I can drag this marker over. And you'll notice that this address changes up here based on the marker, okay? And so now you can define a new location, okay? And I can confirm address now. Now, what if the marker ends up in like no man's land down here, okay? And I don't really like this address. I can overwrite this to say whatever I wanted to say on the proposal itself. So maybe 2100 North Main Street is the address on the spec or the documents that you received. North Logan, Utah. But here, this is a new subdivision, a new development, right? I can drag this marker anywhere I need it to go. It's going to update the address, but if you don't like the address, if that's not what you want to show on the proposal itself, that's okay. You can override it here and then confirm address and continue. So making this a lot easier to define your address, define your location, even if it doesn't exist, but yet pull that information back in. And let me add a product here just so that we can show you what this looks like on the proposal. And now over here on the side, I'm going to do this preview proposal button. So now you can see that the address that I typed in here, not necessarily the address of the pin itself, is what shows up because I overwrote it. Now, if I didn't overwrite the address of the pin that you originally typed in, or that was found when you moved the pin around, that's what would show here on the proposal. All right, so last thing here, a lot of people have asked for some sort of summary screen to see how many days, how many hours of a given job, etc. This proposal summary view, now we've got this view of here's my first stage, I'm doing some paving. Here's my second stage, I'm doing some paving. Now I have a total view of between all the products in this stage, I've got 7 hours of work accounted for, okay? I have this much material cost, this much equipment. This is my unit price for each product. So this is at a stage by stage level, or at the bottom, here's my summary by product. So if you're doing several different stages that have the same products in them, right? Hypothetically, let's say you're doing work for a city. that has 5 streets, and you're going to crack seal, seal coat, and stripe those 5 streets. We're going to summarize those different products in this bottom table to show you the total job size for each product, the total number of hours you have in aggregate total for each product, all the way down to, on average across all 5 streets, or in this case, all 3 stages, okay, my average unit price is $3.90 for my 3-inch driveway pave, or 25 cents a square foot for this PMM seal coat. So now we're starting to show you, summaries at a product level across all 3 stages versus up here being a product level for each individual stage. So really cool summary screen to make sure you are where you need to be, where your profit is, where your unit prices are, etc. So hopefully that helps. There's a lot of cool stuff in here. Ultimately, our goal with this release is to consolidate some of your workflows, make those a little bit easier, give you more information into your process, into your day, so that you can continue to make better and better decisions and get these proposals out faster and faster. Hope you like this. Thanks for being a part of our community.